All right, welcome back. We're going to skip this. Last time we actually, I feel like, well, I mean, this game's not that hard or that long. We made some decent progress. We sort of cheap shotted our way through 2-1. We got through a lot of 2-2, but I think I was going into how I get turned around and find it a little confusing to navigate the tunnels. We didn't actually even finish doing the... I've only got 225 souls. If you want to see, this is going to go poorly, but I'll show you the boss. Boss is called Flame Lurker. It's one of the tougher bosses in the game, but I've never tried it with magic. So let's, first things first, you can guess by the name Flame Lurker what we're dealing with. Fragrant Ring, Cling Ring. One of these... We're going to have to go with Flame Resistance. Why do we have two? And then we've got the Flame Resistant Shield. And like I said, we haven't actually finished doing this level, but let's, I'll show it to you right now just so you can see what we're going to be up against. So what makes him, I don't know if hard's the right word. He's fast. He's fast and, oh, he's got AoE. A lot of the bosses in this game are not this. They're not fast. They're not, you know, they don't hit hard. They don't, there's ways to cheese this, but yeah, bosses in later Souls games are a lot faster. Can I just... Nope, I'm just mashing buttons, I guess. Well, that was embarrassing. Okay. So yeah, the Flame Lurker, he's really quick in a way that most of the bosses in this game are not. You saw like the Tower Knight, you know, that thing was just large and lumbering. What else? Like the Phalanx again, large and lumbering. The... Ooh. So, what I'm going to try and do... I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to get off. And I'm going to hope that I can use this hole to cheese these red phantoms. There's one. I wasn't expecting it to be that silly. I don't think you can actually jump down there to get whatever they drop. That's my fear, though. That was humiliating for them on many levels. I was not expecting it to work that well. I actually didn't think they would be there. I thought that was like a... not sure why I can't. So this is sort of like a bit of a gold mine. But the problem is you got to come back here over and over and over. Because as you're going to see, the rest have scattered. Yeah, for some reason I thought the Black Phantoms were the Red Phantoms were a Black World tendency only, but there you go. I'm wondering if you sort of reset the game. Oops. If it puts whatever they dropped in an accessible location, but I'm not sure. So basically what you do is you come in here and you come over and over and over and over, and you pick up you try and just get every single lizard one at a time. And the thing is, every time you beat a boss in this world, you can do it again. So it's tedious, but it's an essential crafting. Like if you don't do it, I mean, maybe you have enough to do one or two weapons. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what the numbers are, but still haven't figured out how to get to the other side of that. Do I die? Is it that simple? So one of the tricks with Flame Lurker that I've heard is that if you can tackle it at range, it's way easier than having to get up in its face and actually fight it. Now, the only ways I've ever fought it were melee. But I don't know if I just tried to deal with it straight away, or if I went and did other places, got higher levels, and then tried to over level a bit. I'm not sure where the... Is it over by him? That would... Okay. Can I... Guys, I love the design of these things, but not actually dealing with them. I also don't have my mage ring. Maybe there's a way for me to, like... have this come back up so that when I'm here I could just run for it. I guess you sort of have to go after that first one immediately. Not sure why I'm not getting a lock onto that one. Yeah, let's go after him. So as you can see, I mean, man, it's trying to think if what the equivalent is. I mean, I guess there are like these sort of crystal lizard things in Dark Souls 1. But what they did is they make them, they don't make them hinge on beating levels. They don't make it. All right, so I guess this is how we're going to get around to. All right, so at least we figured that out, thanks to that note, which I never would have thought that it was actually a passage around. Yeah, I'm trying to think, though, like, I just don't recall the other games having a system that was sort of this, irritating might be too strong a word, but it's not entirely off the mark, I think. And of course, it's hard. Like, this is the first time. Like, are they going to get it perfect the first time? It's hard to expect that from anybody. But can I? Nope. Nope, we missed him. Okay, so I'm going to head back up and... Ooh. Oh, that's why. Okay, I was like, it's taking me a while to get up. Yeah, so it's tough because it's one of those things where, like, the crystal lizards I don't want to deal with at all, but you kind of have to if you want to get your weapons where they want to be. And this is one of the... In my understanding, this is... Nope. I keep hitting... Keep hitting the Xbox controller buttons instead of the PlayStation controller buttons. So when I hit X, I'm hitting square because I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring on the PC. So probably the lizard's already taking off, so... I feel like in... feel like I'm about to knock it off a ledge. Okay. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like in other games, like you sort of kill them in one shot. Maybe that's part of it. I honestly don't know. But there's just something about the crystal lizards in this that's one of those many things that you sit there and go like, I don't really want to do this, but I know that I kind of have to. Which is tough because, like, it makes it tough to go back no matter how much they sort of paint, remaster. I guess that wasn't enough to detonate it. So it makes this, for me, one of the more irritating levels is the combination of, the crystal lizards, because you sort of have to do it. The tunnels, which I tend to get turned around a lot in. And then you add to it one of the more difficult bosses, so you're spending a lot of time over and over. And again, like the old boss runs were not as user-friendly, I guess. I mean, they're not at all. I'm saying it like, maybe they're not. Like, they're not. Now you can see again, I guess we missed that lizard. Maybe we killed it one time before, but nope. Trying to make sure we get to where we need to go to get to this section of the... Okay. See if we can get a swing on it to... Nope. Oh, can I aim for their head? Oh, okay. Oops. Should have been doing that the whole time. All right. All right, so this is where we're trying to get to, is down below, but I don't think we can fall. I think we got to figure out a way to get down there. Sadly, you can't get, you see stuff like that, and it's beautiful, but it's just backdrop. See, I thought was a quick way to the boss, but maybe not. So I'm not looking to deal with any of this, to be honest with you. I know Patches is here. I didn't realize he moved as well. Yeah.
I've got plenty of wares, so bring me plenty of souls.
All right. Okay, this is good. He seems to have a pretty decent selection. I don't know if he's got unlimited of these, but
Oh, well, all right then.
I wonder if they upped just because they knew how irritating the lizards were, or if they kept that intact. I know, like I was saying, I feel like this game's pretty faithful overall. To the original, so maybe they really didn't touch much. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get back up because I've got a lot of souls to be running around. So I feel like this is where you sort of... Maybe not. I thought I was getting back to that tight corner where you get ambushed. Okay, that's right here. Okay. So it ends up being one of those things where, like, you just don't want to watch somebody do this, so I won't bore you with it. If I need to get that stuff at some point, I'll just sort of grind away. Again, sorry, I'm looking over here because that's I've got an ultra wide monitor and it's an LG 49-inch, and I like it. And it's 1440p, so it's not 4K. But one of the things I like about it is that it can do sort of picture in picture. And so I've got on the left over here, my PC. On the right, got my PlayStation. Now, to try and make it less awkward, I was trying to just use my capture window as my display so I could sort of but it wasn't working super smoothly at least one time. Okay, so you can fight these guys, but I'm going to just sort of run. This is sort of the actual boss run, which is, now that I'm thinking about it, not what I want to do. So let me run back. The whole point of this was to get back to the stone and then jump up. So I'm going to head up to the blacksmith at the beginning of this level. He's the only one that can do certain kinds of upgrades. See if I can spend some of these souls. I think there's a chance that elevator might be able to crush you, so you don't want to...
What be your need? If it be a blacksmith, then show me your steel. If not, then head straight for the door.
Nope, still no moon. I think you get those in 4-1. I think that's... Okay. So what's this doing right now? This is doing 100 and... It's doing 158. The Crescent Falchion is... Okay, so the Falchion is actually doing less at this point. Can I upgrade this? No. Oh, I see. Yeah, no. Okay.
All done. Then be gone.
So the last time I did a run of this was when it first came out, and I believe that was before Elden Ring came out. Elden Ring coming out really, and this might be sort of blasphemous to say, but it really recontextualizes the older games for me. Now, I've said this in my Trainwreck game Elden Ring run, but I'll say it here as well. Elden Ring sort of plucks a lot of different stuff from a lot of past games. I can go over there. Oh, this is going to be bad. They don't get staggered. I'm not remembering that. So what ends up happening is it's sort of a one size fits all, a one-stop shop, whatever metaphor you want to use for... Can you not get over there to drop down? So how do you get over there? Can you... And so it makes it difficult to lose the things you lose. I don't know if that's making any sense. So, like, you know, Elden Ring has a lot of really good stuff going for it. And yeah, and it just covers a lot of ground that the other games, like sometimes it's setting, sometimes it's atmosphere, enemy move patterns, whatever you want to call it, you know. And it does it in a way that's very accessible. You know, it has like fast travel. It has, you know, a lot of things you might want from like modern RPGs. Okay. Whew. I don't know if this is making any sense. Anyway. And the best thing, no, that's an overstatement. One of the good things that Elden Ring does is it has a system in place where you can buy just about every single upgrade material you could possibly want. And it doesn't do it in a way that feels cheap or just, like, whatever, just take it. It, it makes you earn it, makes you have to find it. You could argue it might be a little irritating, maybe. But it's there. They put it in there for you to track down. And it lets you have agency over how easy you want the game to be in a multitude of ways. You can overlevel. You can find the items to make it so you can purchase any upgrade material you want. You can I not just fall? If you aren't happy with what you're doing, there's not much limit to where else you can go to find something else to do. And so when I look at the series overall as a whole, it's hard to deny just how good Elden Ring is in terms of as much as it could be difficult or a pain or whatever. It does a ton of things that the series has never done before to respect the player's time. And that is, man, this is just going to be irritating. Basically, I'm always going to have a ton of souls going into this fight. Is what I'm starting. Well, not a ton, but I'm going to have a chunk. So, as you can see, you can, with the shield and the flame resistance ring, you can take it, but you got to be careful about it. Did that do any damage? Was I out of range or something? So there's different things you can do. I'm not necessarily good enough to do any of them. There's like some ribs somewhere. There's pillars you can use to oops. I don't know where the ribs are. But if you can get behind them, you can sort of box them out. Now, when I fought him with melee, I just used the pillars, but there might be something you can do with the stairs as well. My fear, yeah, I'm rolling too early. Nope. That was luck. Oh, I didn't expect that to get me. Okay. So I have a tendency to overreact when there's a delay to his attacks. And I thought I timed that last one pretty well, but apparently now the problem is that I don't have my fragrant ring on, so I'm going to run out of MP, and I don't know if I've got anything to restore it. I will say, not that I'm just owning this fight, but I will say having some magic is definitely proving easier. So you can do something with this, and I don't know what it is. I didn't do it though. But you can sort of trap the AI. And I don't know how to do it though. No, can't afford to do that because I'm out of aged spice. So the trick might be to actually wait for that super slam. Oops, which got me there. Am I dead? Yeah. So the trick might just be wait for super slam, get out of the way. So now the trick is, though, I could really use some more of that spice. Do I have enough, a way to get money is the thing I'm looking for now. I wonder. Might as well use them, right? So let's see if we can buy some spice. Let's see if we can maybe get some levels. Spice, I'm going to check with the merchant at the beginning of the level. The beginning of 2-1. Anyway, so I just said, a huge diatribe about Elden Ring, blah, blah, blah. This game is still fun and it's worth playing. And but you have to be ready for, if this isn't your first one. You have to be ready for the differences because it's definitely an older game. And if you're coming from Elden Ring, I was talking with Matt, again, from Black Lodge Trivia Night. I'm going to mention, he's had some downtime recently, and he's been on a run with Souls games, where he's beaten a lot of them actually in quick succession. And I'm curious, maybe at Black Lodge, maybe we'll talk about the series at some point here. And I wonder if working your way, I think he started with Bloodborne, and again, maybe we should talk about this on a Black Lodge thing. Oh wow, you can buy it for 60. I don't know how many it's going to take to do this fight. So I might be doing some overkill. And then the other problem is that if I don't get it, then I'm kind of screwed, right? Because I just blew all my money.
Thou seekest the power of the soul, no? Then touch the demon inside me. Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the
Okay. But I'm curious what he would say. Like, did going backwards make these games easier? Because then I'd be curious what his take on Demon Souls would be if he ever tried it. Like, we were sort of chatting through Discord, and Elden Ring, Dark Souls 3, both went down. I don't want to say easily, but I was like, whoa, man, you're really blowing through it. And one, he's probably a better player than I am. Because as I've said, like, I'm not good. If I can beat it, everybody can beat it baseline. So, but I'd be curious to get his take on this, because I find this game, because looking at the flame lurker there, I was like, oh yeah, this is one of the hardest bosses in the game. And then as soon as I was watching his moves a little bit, I'm like, yeah, it's not it's not nothing, but it's not brutal. And there's not many options. There's no like second phase. There's no, it's slower, even though it's fast, than a lot of Elden Ring bosses. Oh, that might be it. That was dumb. Anyway, yeah, maybe I'll talk to Matt. Maybe, it's the content, baby. Content is king, and of course it's the content nobody wants. But that's if we all stopped making the content that nobody wanted, then we'd all stop making content, right? I feel like can you get over there? My dad used to sort of have this philosophy that okay, there's enough this might be a one-way stop, and that's okay. We only had 600 souls. My dad had this theory that there's so many people in the world that you could find a decent crowd to be into whatever. He was sort of making fun, like maybe like he would pay for his retirement with like a older gentleman calendar or something, and his idea was like, yeah, like the world is so big that I bet I could sell 1,000 of those calendars. He wasn't really going to do that. It was just a joke, right? But you get the idea. And I feel like that's the business model of YouTube, right? What I really enjoy about YouTube is that, you can find something about anything. I think I might have to do this as a backup. And so while he was saying it as kind of a joke, hopefully he wouldn't mind me. He's not here anymore, unfortunately, sadly. It's something I appreciate about YouTube. Like, YouTube has helped me, learn a lot about a lot of different things, even if they're pretty like niche subjects. Maybe it's not all good for me. Like, it helped me go down like a pretty big audio rabbit hole. Oh, so you land there, you go back. Okay. Anyway, and so, there's only like maybe 10 people watching these things, but maybe for those 10 people, this is interesting on some level. I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is to help with this. Okay, let's see what happens. I mean, I could probably summon help, but again, I don't want to... Actually, or do I just not care about World Tendency? Okay, so I pumped an extra point of level. Oh, wow. A level into my magic. It looks like it's doing an extra point of damage. I wonder if... Am I taking damage from the floor in those puddles? Is that what that noise is? Yeah, I guess so. I think I'm heading into a cave. That's not good. I wish I could show you how to cheese the rib cage. I'm sure there's a million places on, speaking of YouTube. Nope. A little too much range there. Oops, can't see what I'm doing. There also might be a way to cheese the staircase if you can get to the side. But again, don't quote me on this because I hate to steer you wrong. So I can't tell. Did you just enter like a second phase? Oh. Whoa, whoa. So rolling out of the way is not working for me because I feel like I'm getting hit by splash damage or something. There you go. I can tell you, this boss almost made me. There's a lot of moments in the first run through of this that made me say like I can't do this, or I'm not having any fun. I'm done. Even after quote unquote like getting good in the first 1-1 where I spent 11 hours playing it. There's one more boss after this. I'll be curious to see how it goes. You know, because I think it's called the Man-Eater, and I think it is considered one of the toughest, maybe the toughest boss in the game. Is there a stone? Yeah, so you got to make sure, 22,000. You got to make sure you head back to the Nexus and kill yourself. So when I did this the first time, like I said, I was doing it with a spear build, and
The demon inside me.
I can tell you when I was done with it, I was literally like shaking,
Soul of the mind, utilize
absolutely shaking.
soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted, so the world might be mended.
Let me,
So the world
what does this do?
might be mended.
I feel like you can't go wrong with vitality. Still a lot of souls.
Art thou finished?
I can forge weapons for you for a fair price.
So I can turn this into a fire claymore? Is that what it's telling me? That's what I'm seeing with like the meltstone, I believe. Once you get it to +5, you can start changing it to different things, I think. Definitely don't have that. Okay.
You come back alive.
Is the trick that you fall from there down to that wide one? Because I feel like if I go here, I'm going to fall off to this. Oh, no. I just don't know where you fall from here because you're sort of locked in. Or once you get here, maybe you're not locked in here. I overshot it, but and I don't know if I can get those 3,000 souls back. because it's gonna, unless it puts me up at the ledge. Wonder if he says anything different.
You've gone and died, have you? If you die here in Bonitaria, your soul will return to this temple. Well, what will you do next? Give up? That's what I did. I think I just lost my nerve for this kind of thing.
So one of the things I appreciate about this game that I don't know if I get the same sense in the others is existential despair. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get those souls back. Okay, well, that might be 3,000 souls that are gone for now. So when other people in other games are like, oh, I give up, the world itself doesn't feel like on the brink of disaster or the end the way Demon Souls does to me. Oh, what's this?
I have sinned. I swore allegiance to Saint Urbain, but was of no use to him. And now I have
Ooh.
run away and abandoned his augustness. O Lord, punish me,
Okay.
for I have not the strength to punish myself. Oh, august one, I hesitate to imagine your present state.
There's all sorts of people over here that didn't.
Darkness, when no light shall ever shine, will you continue to pray, even in such misery? Oh, august one, I hate.
Okay.
Oh, you must be another disciple of God. I too am on a quest to fight the demons in the name of the Lord. May I share God's power with you? Do not be bashful. We are both cut from the same cloth. A miracle is a heavenly act, but spells are the acts of demons, the work of soul arts. They have similar effects, and yet one is clearly evil, and the other is clearly good. Magicians, in the end, are mere servants of the demons. A miracle is a heavenly act, but spells are the acts of demons.
Oh my, how has this happened? Has God abandoned us for King Aland, failing to show proper respect? Oh, Mbassa. Back in the time that I lived below Bonitaria Castle, King Aland left on some strange business, then returned with horrible demons in tow. Soon, the land was ravaged by soul-starved madmen. My spine shudders just to think about it. If I did not have my miracle stone shard, keepsake of my grandfather, I may not have survived. Have you heard? If you are attacked by a demon, you will lose your humanity. What a horrible thought. Just what would happen then? I simply cannot fathom it. Mbassa. My grandfather had unusual tastes. He often visited Stonefang Mine, where he collected rocks of all shapes and sizes. Most of them had no value. But among them, he found a miracle stone shard, which he gave to me. Could this, too, be a sign from God? But among them, he found a miracle stone
Okay.
shard.
So it's interesting, so like I was saying, this game,
I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
Did I not get? There's stuff you can give him from his daughter. Did I not get it in the first world? In the first world. Anyway, yeah, you truly get the sense, like this, like the Boletaria castle. It's just destroyed. The Stonefang mines, like, it's just, just depressing. When you get to other levels that we'll get to soon, like, like Elden Ring doesn't feel like the world's about to end. Dark Souls doesn't feel like the world's about to end. Dark Souls 2, the game of which we shall not speak, it doesn't. You don't sit there going like, ugh, This is the one where like the This is the only one where the world feels like it's truly in an awful place. And then the other thing I find really interesting that really struck me when I first played this game was might have to run back. When they talk about God in these things, like, they're saying Umbasa and stuff, but the way they discuss God is a very Western construct, if that makes any sense. Sort of a Western Christian construct. And this might kill me. No, maybe not. I always sort of liked that juxtaposition of like the sort of, because they're talking about saints, it's just, I don't know, it sort of grounded it in a way. One game I might mess with at some point. I don't think I would do a full playthrough, but there's an old game called Darklands, and I love that game. And again, it might be 99% nostalgia, but what that game is like 13th, 14th, 15th century Germany. I'm not sure which. And it assumes the myths and like the things of the times, witches, demons, things you would, from that period of Germany are sort of real. And creates this very grounded fantasy adventure RPG. And I think the talk of that sort of made me go, oh, and it sort of sparked that interest in me. So the trick with this demon is you can see his eyes go from red to yellow. I thought it mostly operated on sound cues. Like if you can break line of sight and then you don't move, you can okay, so the trick what am I carrying that I can get rid of? No, that's a lot. Okay, let me see if I can pick this up now. So the reason why you want this is because, can I carry it? It smashes bones. It's a bone smasher. Yeah, it's fine. Let's send, nope. Maybe you can do it with, So the trick to this fight is it's sort of like a puzzle fight, and it's the only one in the game, and it's very, again, you know, you want to give him credit for trying, but it's very tedious. So the reason you want that is because it sort of one-shots the stuff you got to smash through to progress. And so going back to that sort of Western Christianity thing, you can sort of see like this is mixing, you know, some Mines of Moria with, you know, this sort of setting. You know, this, you know, you feel like they dug too deep in this world, right? And they unleashed this god, and they knew, like, look, we're not going to stop the mine, capitalism. So we're just going to make sure there's a system in place to deal with it if it gets out of hand, which is like that giant harpoon. So again, you just got to hide, wait for him to look the other way, and just take it slow. Because basically, if he hits you, you're dead. And sometimes it pays to hit it and drop back, so you're not caught out in the open. You know, and like conceptually, this is kind of cool, but I can tell you it's a bit of a hassle. Oops. I'm nervous. Basically, if he sees you, sometimes he can throw a punch like he was doing at the very beginning. And if he does that, it's basically a one-shot kill. So again, you want to... The noise sets him off. And you want him to look that way, and then you kind of go for it. Nope. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get that after the cutscene. This weapon's a pretty good sword. It hits really hard. And if I were doing this kind of build, I'd say I'd go for it. So he's not dead. So you got to be kind of careful here, because what he does is he spews heat. So let me see if we can. Actually, and you know, like, even though these things are, you know, clunky is a strong word, right? But so basically, I don't know if you remember when we were done with 2-2, we couldn't progress to 2-3. It's because you had to finish a level. You had to kill the god at the end of a level, which we just did. But what I like about this kind of stuff, anyway, I keep getting off on tangents, is the fact that they do something different. Now all boss fights in Demon Souls or in Souls games are just like super fast, 2-stage, heavy hitting, you know,
Touch the demon inside me.
disgusting monsters that flop around. And, you know, here they really tried something.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
And I think it works, you know, I mean, not perfectly, but, you know, it's just they did stuff in this game that you don't really see much of ever again.
Now finished. May thy strength help the world be mended.
So what I can do really quickly, one is jump off a cliff, but two, there's something in World 1-1 that you get that you can give to that guy, the guy who stores your goods. So the thing I don't get is, and I'm not going to, it might be interesting to find out, but I'm not going to right now, is like, you know, we can go to 1-3 now. I'm questioning, can you get to 1-4? Because 1-4 is sort of where the ultimate goal is that you're trying to get to. So I'm wondering if there's like another roadblock. So I think my claymore is doing more damage. But can I still roll? Interesting. Counted him as dead before he was dead. Why am I not attacking? So Claymore obviously has got a nice sweep. I think this is an overhead. Okay. I thought in Dark Souls it's a thrust, which is useful in tight spaces. I thought the sweep is nice, obviously, when you have the space, because it's going to take out everybody. But as you can see, it's a little slower than the falchion. So there's an item you give to the guy who stores your equipment that can be found when you cut down. But I thought, did I not cut down on the other side? I'm not seeing anything. Oh, that's okay. There were two chains. That's the problem. Because you remember he was talking, his sort of tragic backstory is that when everything started to go horribly wrong, he panicked and fled blindly, not realizing he was leaving his wife and daughter to die. And you can see the jade hair on him, and you can even see the corpse, looks female. So I don't know if that's the wife or I'm guessing it's the wife, but. You get a sort of not exactly the same story, but in Bloodborne, you get a little something with like a music box. Anyway. Yeah, and I don't know if it, if you like, Demon Souls is if you had to rank the despair level in a Souls game, Demon Souls ranks, like, I don't know if that's like,
That ornament. That belongs to my daughter. Then she didn't make it after all. My dearest little baby. May she rest in peace. May I ask a favor? Would you mind giving me that hair ornament? I'd like to have it in memory of my daughter.
I'd love to interview the person that says no.
You're a saint. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mustn't forget. It's not much, but please accept this as thanks. I found it discarded on the main road. It might look ordinary, but it seems to possess a strange power. Anyway, I feel that you should have it. It'll be happier in your hands.
Okay. Now the question is, when I'm pumping into vitality, I assume that's my hit points, not my stamina. I assume stamina is endurance. Oh, I guess no, because I'm at 3/4. That's why. Okay. So this one's down. There's nothing left to do here. We could keep going here. Curious if there's, we had a lot of new people show up on that side. Is there anybody over here? It's interesting. Okay, so we've got the same outfit. He's probably a mage, and you see, like, they won't sit next to each other. The faith and the magic.
Are you here to face the demons? If so, please free Sage Frake the Visionary from his cell in Latria. I will help you, however I can. I can teach you elementary spells. Sage Frake is a gleaming hope for humankind, but I have not the power to save him alone.
Oh, this is how you can. Okay, let's. I got a little money. Let's see what we can buy. Enchant weapon. I could put that on my claymore. I believe. Ooh, that's too expensive though. It's always good to be able to cast fireball. Can I attune? Okay, I'll stick with Soul Arrow for. Oh, I should probably talk to him.
Normally, it would not be granted to one such as yourself. I had to make an exception for the sake of Sage Frake. Are you begging for a magic lesson?
Okay.
Master Frake is a great man who has systemized the magic of the soul arts to make it possible for human imitation. By observing the state of Boletaria and the demons within it, he is likely to pave the way for greater things. All the more reason that I must meet Master Frake as soon as possible. Me? Of course I made my best effort to free Master Frake. But I had not the strength, it's as simple as that. Besides, if I myself were captured, who would stand here and recruit rescuers? Besides, if I myself were captured...
Noble. I feel like I'm slow rolling a little bit there. Oops, sorry, miss.
I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage. Rest assured, your goods are safe and sound with me.
Let me see something. 38%. Is that the same? Feels the same to me, so I'll stick with it. I'm kind of tempted. We spent a little time here. And the reason why, like, the 3-1 is one of my favorite places to go. Like, I love that level, but it's another one of those things where I get turned around a lot. So, although maybe I should. Curious what this. Again, it's interesting. It's giving me that he's dead before I finish the animation. Okay, it's a single hit. That's good. Definitely a lot smoother than the first time, right? So out there is is where we got the falchion. We don't really need to deal with that Black Phantom. I guess you can if you want. Obviously, there's a trap right there. Be careful. So, there is a shortcut here. That I'm not sure how to do exactly. And what you want to do is you want to roll somehow off this ledge. And you land on top of that wall. And if you can do it, you can drop down the other side. And I don't think it's like a glitch. I think it's sort of intentional. But I don't know how to do it. As you can see, I'm hitting the roll button too late. It's real players, obviously, like real speedrunners, they can just do it whenever. And if you can get over there, it's sort of a shortcut to the first boss. But anyway. Oops. It's not where I want to go. I want to go across the top again. Now, I mean, granted, you miss a bunch of stuff, but what you're trying to do, well, is you're trying to drop down to that grassy area there. Nope, and I just did the same thing. And yeah, so like I said, like my sort of bread and butter comfort food style for this kind of game is, nope, is playing as a melee build. But I also feel like I should pump some points. So I don't know if that's like a strength. What's a Claymore need? I don't even know. Yeah, I just want to know what it scales with. Okay, scales D, strength, E, dex. So I guess it gets a little bit from dex, but I could turn it into a strength only. So maybe, or I could turn it into a dex only, I guess. And that let me keep the falchion. And but yeah, so if you can drop off that wall, you can land there. That's like a ring or something. And then you can sort of shortcut around the whole next part of this map. Now, you can definitely take that thing. I don't know if it's worth it. I've meleeed it. I've never actually tried it with magic. But, you can make your way around. It's actually curious how this sword would do here in these tight. Oh, it's my message? Oh. Well, look at that. Trying to be helpful. So if you play Dark Souls 1, there's like the crow back in the starting area that you can use to trade certain items for other items. This is where you do that here. You don't necessarily trade. There's no prompt. You just sort of drop it on the ground. And if you're going to do it, just make sure you just Google it, because it's one of these many obtuse things that, there we go, Moonshade. There's no point in trying to figure it out for yourself. because you lose the items, I think. So don't give up useful items. Just go Google, because there I think are a couple of things that are worth potentially trading for. So the reason why I'm going to go back up is because on that little platform I dropped down to, I skipped picking up the item so I can get the lizard. Now, if you don't do magic, one reason why it might be worth coming here early is to fight your way through and get that compound bow. And then you can use 2-1 or whatever you use to get it up to like a 7 plus 7. And then I think you can turn the compound bow into what's called a lava bow, which is a pretty good bow. I think you need the armor spider. Soul to make it. I also think you can use like the +7 compound bow to just fight the armor spider. Oh, okay. You can't roll through. Okay.
You saved me. Heavens, I can't believe I fell for that trap. I suppose I owe you now. I'm Blige, a grave robber. It's thanks I can provide you with useful goods. Who couldn't do with a little help down in these parts?
Let's see what he's got. Okay, some good stuff there. Okay. Okay. So I'm curious.
This shrine was used in a ghastly ritual by an ancient tribe. They had long perished, and now the demons have put the souls to work. At least here you're killing things that are already dead, like skeletons and shadow lurkers. That's what I like about this place. Better than killing those poor, soul-starved humans, right? Better than killing those poor,
Okay.
soul-starved
I wanted to see if my armor boosted my magic in any way.
Suits your fancy? Well, don't be too frugal. A bit of indulgence goes a long way.
No. got some resistances.
Oh, hello.
But does it have
Please.
the fashion souls?
Satisfied? I'll have more for you next time. May we have a long and fruitful.
Let me see if I can wear it without. It's a touch heavier, and I'm nervous I'm going over 50% and what that's going to mean. Yep, fat roll. So yeah, you can see you sort of made your way around now. So let's now the real truth of the matter is that Fashion Souls is not worth giving up my regenerate magic ring, but oops. Their eyes are a lot clearer in this version. Now, these guys are tough if they hit you, but they sort of, and maybe I'll screw it up still, but that attack is pretty easy to get around. Oh. Now I think that shield is good because it heals you while you carry it. I think that's how we get to the next area, so let's not quite go there yet. Although I do feel like we didn't go up. That's so what you can do is you can just sort of sprint past that sort of Shadow the Demon Lord creature and get to this hole, and then unlock the guy in the cell. I thought that's how you get to the next section. Did I miss something? Oh, they're not the same thing. I thought it was all. That was all the same. Wait, did I just screw this up and I can't get back up? Okay. So this run's a little tricky because you got the guys shooting you. You got extra tough of these guys. I think you can run by them, maybe? It's a risk, though. Whoops. And is the real answer instant win? Nope. All right, let's we'll stop there. I mean, I know we sort of leave it hanging a little bit, but we we beat Flame Lurker, we beat the Dragon God, so we've got like 2 bosses down. We're able to make decent progress on this now that our weapon's upgraded a little bit and we're a little strong. You know what? Before I forget, at some point I will get my equip load up, but it's just not worth losing that. But yeah, we'll stop here, and hopefully people have been enjoying this. We might be able to get through 4-1 next time, hopefully, and we'll go from there. So thanks again, and these things get spaced out weirdly, but there should be some role-playing stuff coming up, and hopefully we've gotten another Fifth Thursday Damn Fine Coffee out by this point when you see this. And hopefully you're enjoying some of this. I'm having a lot of fun. So thanks again, and take care. Bye-bye.